The NC State Icepack kicked off their season with an exhibition game against the Division I Liberty Flames. Before the game, we spoke to Coach Tim Healy, who was eager to get his team on the ice.
Yeah, so there's no question it's a challenge, right? And especially it's our opening game of the year, so it's not as though we've had some other tests. But, when the game presented itself and we talked about it as a team, our goal is now we're going to play the toughest team we could possibly play at the start of the year. And our goal is for the toughest team we could play at the end of the year in the ACHA championship. So we looked at it that way from bookends and preparing for it. We looked at it from the fact that we will not play another team the rest of the year as strong as Liberty's Division I team. They were actually the number one ranked team in ACHA Division I for a lot of last year. So, there's no question it's a challenge, but it's a challenge we're happy to take on. We have a lot of guys that have played at the highest levels prior to college, BCHL levels, NHL levels. So, I think we're up for the challenge. I think we've been focused. We're healthy. That's always a wild card this year. Our mantra really has been for a while, anywhere, anytime. If you want to play us and we can get there, certainly budget constraints of being a club program, but if we can get there and play you, or if you want to come here and play us, we'll have you on the schedule. We were going to have UNH on the schedule this year down here as an example. So it's a challenge, but it's a challenge we want to take on.
We pick up late in the first period where a scoring chance from Colby Peterson sails just high of the net. That would have given the Wolfpack the lead. A gritty period with many great scoring chances and even better goaltending would go to the locker room, tied at 0-0. The scoreless tie wouldn't last long, though, as just 42 seconds into the second period, Liberty would pot the first goal of the game. It would become a trend for the Flames, as very short thereafter, Cole Gammer, who would end up recording a hat trick on the night, scored again for Liberty, putting them up 2-0 after a scoreless first. Picking up in the third after Liberty's built a sizable lead, a great individual effort by Colby Peterson yields the Wolfpack's first goal of the night. Made a great play behind his back to find himself in prime scoring position, making it 6-1. Just 2 minutes to go in the third, Liberty up 7-1 now. Chris Solomon finds himself all alone in front of the net and would pot the second goal of the night for the Pack. Here in the final minutes, we saw a little bit more of what had happened all game. Physical play at the net leads to a scrum, would eventually get broken up by the officials, a lot of chit-chat, but not much more than that. A valiant effort from the Pack against a very strong opponent would end up yielding unfavorable results, losing 7-2 to Liberty. We spoke to Coach Healy after the game.
If you think about it, you break a game down into 3 periods. We actually tied the first and third period. In that second period, they had 2 eruptions, and they're a great team, and they have speedy forwards that control the ice well, especially in the transition. I have nothing but positive takeaways from this game. Credit to Liberty. They're a great team, but I think, when we were in the first period executing a forecheck, we were getting chances. Really, really positive takeaways as we build for, what's going to be a long, successful season. Our goals are, honestly, our goals following this game are the same coming in and out of it. I really think we can have a team that not only can get our third ACCHL title, but, compete in a regional and national level. That there's nothing that I saw out there tonight that changes my mind on that. When you think about Liberty as their Division I team, they would beat Division I playoff teams by 5 goals, right? So if we're in that margin against them, it really bodes well when we're, frankly, back in our regular classification.
A valiant effort from the Pack comes up short, but they'll be back in action in a few weeks, taking on Liberty's Division II team on November 5th. This is Max Goren for PackTV, bringing you Into the Pack.